Hello, hello, you good followers. So, my thing I had for us here today was let's rank the Dark Souls 3 bosses
Oh
from worst
no.
to best.
This is what
This
you're
is
gonna do.
utterly your opinion. So let's just get right into it and start with who's our bottom of the list. So starting out at number 25. Who are you gonna put last? Now this can be ranked on anything. I'm a big lore fan, so I'm gonna be taking that into
Yeah,
account as
I'm
well.
not as big on lore. I really need to watch. I'm more big on lore in Bloodborne than anything else.
Yeah. So I'll let you start. Who are you gonna put at number 25? Who do you think is so horrid that you're gonna put them at number 25? I feel like this one should be easy.
Yeah, I I have basically some in mind, but it's just you know
There is
what?
one
You know
person
what
I think that
actually
deserves
I
this
I'm
spot
gonna
in
I'm
this.
gonna put the very last spot as ancient Wyvern.
Oh, I didn't even think about him.
Number 25 for sure, Ancient Wyvern. Just
Okay, well, yeah, I didn't even. I don't. I always forget he's a boss. Even.
yeah, exactly. That's why I put him at number
That's a fair point.
25.
Actually, I'm changing my thing here because everything bad I have to say about the other guy that I was gonna put there, I can at least remember he's a boss.
Yeah. See,
Alrighty, so yeah, we're in a complete agreement. Number 25, Ancient Wyvern.
it's not
Uh,
necessarily that it's a bad boss.
oh, it's a horrible boss. I don't
It
like
is a
it one
horrible
bit.
boss. But
They said
it's the fact that it's
legitimately,
literally
let's put
just
him.
a dragon you have to jump onto its head.
You fucking play Super Mario with him.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I
it's
agree.
literally nothing. Like you said, you didn't even remember it was a boss.
Yeah, that's not even me joking. It's the sad part. I forgot about it.
Yeah.
I was sitting here thinking about some of these other guys that I hate so much, and I'm just like, wait a minute. He's a boss. I forgot about him.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Not even
Man.
really. Here's the sad part. I don't even hate when I get to him because I'm just like, oh well, just start my little 5 second run here and dead. Cool.
Yeah. And then, and if you know how to do it, there's like that glitch where you can like hop onto
Oh
the
yeah.
ledge
And
and
you want to
stuff
know
like
the
that.
saddest part about it is like I'm looking at this right now because I just thought about this. He's the only fucking dragon boss in base game.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's like the only. And here's
Well, no.
unless you count Lord of Storm,
The Consumed King,
he's not a dragon. Don't
Osiris.
even.
I mean,
He's a
okay.
stupid idiot.
If you count the Nameless King's dragon,
That's what I was about to say. I guess if you want to count him, but like to me, the Nameless King fight rides on the second half. But anyways,
yeah.
number 24. I'll let you go once more
Number
on this one.
24, I'm putting Deacons.
Okay, we're on agreement here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Deacons, and here's my reasoning for this. All right, I don't think I have to reason much with you on this, but so their lore is actually my least favorite thing about them because out of
Really?
every other boss, the only like the few that I have at the bottom really are just because they're so horrid on lore. They're not a fun fight to me, and they're just horrible
Unless you go
lore.
in with breakdance weapon.
But like the deacons, they legitimately you do not need them because
Yeah.
their lore is just oh we followers. That's about it. I mean that's legitimately their lore.
Over.
We like Aldridge, not God. So yeah.
I thought the whole thing about them was that they followed, they were supposed to watch over whoever's tomb it was, but then they got like
they were
corrupted.
supposed to watch over what's it called? The shoot. Lords of Cinder. And as they were watching over fucking our good friend Fatty, I just went blank, Aldridge, they got a little bit where they started seeing him as a god, and so they started worshiping him. I mean, here's the thing, they wouldn't make a bad little lore for, just normal enemies running around the place, but when you make him a boss, that just sucks. So yeah, 24. So at 25 we got Ancient Wyvern, 24 at Deacons of the Deep. Now I think this one is where we're gonna split off.
Yeah, probably.
Who are you putting at? Who are you gonna put at number 23?
This one's kind of hard because I have like two that I think I'm for sure picking for.
I have one that I'm about to complain a whole bunch about here.
Wait. I'm forgetting about DLC.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So who are we thinking here at number 23 on worst bosses? Who is horrid enough that's deserving this spot, but wasn't horrid enough to deserve beating that stupid ass in DK?
I'm gonna put Curse Rotten Greatwood.
So
I really don't like that boss.
maybe this is just because I have no appreciation for this fight, but mine is going to our good old friend Half-Life, Spear of the Church.
Oh, that's the one I was thinking of too. Actually, it was either that
when
Crystal
you
Sage
said
or Rotten.
DLC. So I'm actually going to put Half-Life here, and the reason I'm going to put Half-Life is because I hate this boss. It was a good idea, but they did it so wrong.
Yeah.
Because the Mirror Knight was a good way to do it. You know, have an actual intimidating boss, and then just have an invader. Yeah. But when you make this fucking boss so weak, like, man, when I was playing a lot, I was doing meta. I was fighting people that were actually hard. Not the jokes I always would get in that fight. Like, I always hated it. Because everyone that ever played in that match were god-awful. And then, why would you want to be the Spear of the Church? You get nothing out of it.
Yeah.
And then, the lore is completely, like, it feels like you're just missing a chunk. Like, you're missing the last half of the lore. Half-Life is a devoted spear of the church. The, fucking Judicator Giant is the, leader of the spears of the church. He loves, and then that's it. Yep. Yep, there's your story. I know this is coming off the heels of an amazingly, lore-based and, fun fight with the demons, but here's and you're gonna have the chance of fighting Dark Eater Madir or Slave Knight after this, but enjoy that.
23. Is this the one where I put Rotten?
You put Curse Rotted.
Yeah.
And I'll let you speak your mind on why do you think?
I just don't. I just don't like Bali Boy Tree.
But
I just really don't like Bali Boy Tree. No, you. This boss gave me so much trouble when I first played it. I don't think you helped me with this one when I first played it. But I could... because I couldn't figure out what to do, because I'm stupid.
No, I understand. Heck, even knowing what to do, sometimes just trying to hit the ball sacks is hard.
Yeah. And then the second phase where the hand comes out and grabs you. That's just annoying. But yeah, that's my 23, and I think you know which one I'm going to put at 22, but...
I'm going to say you're going to say Half-Life now.
Yeah, 22 I give to Half-Life.
So this is where I start to struggle in my opinion on who deserves this next, because neither are good on lore, neither after, like... But you know what? Screw it. Actually, I'm thinking about this now, and because I still have to go back to the other guy on multiple playthroughs. So, my good old friends, Grave Tinder and Grave Tinder's Great Wolf.
Really? You don't like that one?
I hate that boss. First off,
I mean, I'm not a fan of it, but that low? Really? Over some of the other...
Over annoyance.
Over Greatwood?
So, hold on, and I'm about to explain why, because I'm going to say it right now. Which number are we on? 23?
22.
22. Alright, so 21's going to be Greatwood. I'm going to say it right now. And I'm going to explain to you why I put these two at their spots. because they both are absolutely horrid lore. Like, the Grave Tinder doesn't make sense because it hints at that he's the Grave Tinder for Artorias, which, why is Artorias in the Painted World?
Yeah.
How did he end up there? He died fighting the Abyss. What's he doing in the Painted World? It would have made more sense for it to be Priscilla from Dark Souls 1, because with Priscilla, he's right underneath where she was in Dark Souls 1. But no, they chose Artorias just to sit there and use his name. I hate that. And then they both, in the Curse of Red Greywood, he's just a tree. He's a tree that got nasty. That's pretty well sums up his lore.
He was a tree that got nasty pus balls on him.
That's not even a joke. That's pretty well the gist of his lore, was that he was a tree, and the Abyss made him a nasty tree. Like, that's like saying, oh, I'm gonna go throw motor oil on a tree and make it a boss. Like, that's so stupid. But at least, here's where I've, like, separated them out at. Because at least what you get from them. So with the Grave Tinder, you get that, you know, what is it, the arena.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. I would actually have put that above it, except for the fact that after 2 months after it was released, for some reason no one wanted to play in the arena. So trying to get into the arena was utterly difficult. And so, at least, I still have to go back to that stupid tree to get a boss weapon every now and then that I forgot about. Because I could have just done it in the first 2 playthroughs, but I'm a moron and just did not buy everything.
That's funny.
So yeah, 22 and 21. At 22, we got the fucking stupid wolf and his fucking dumb friend.
See, the wolf is definitely low for me. The wolf is definitely low for me, but it definitely comes after a couple other ones, though. My 21...
all right. I was gonna say, what's your 21?
Yeah, my 21 would probably be, which one am I missing here? Oh, yeah, Crystal Sage.
Crystal Sage.
Really? I hate Crystal Sage. I think it's a dumbly did boss. It's just stupid, and I hate it.
Yeah, and then here's the other thing. While I'll say he's higher on the list than both those people I just mentioned. Design. He looks halfway interesting. The fucking Grave Tinder looks retarded. And the tree's a tree.
Yeah, the tree's just a tree. The tree's just a tree with legs.
The tree with a ball sack.
Yeah.
You're fighting a tree with a ball sack. Like, that's like fighting a truck with one of those truck nuts hanging off of it. So yeah, but I will say this. I guess number 20. I'll go ahead and put the Sage.
Yeah, my number 20 is gonna be the wolf.
Not even because I hate him all that much, because pretty well I've just named off all the ones I hate already.
Yeah, but you
actually,
I guess...
you know what? No, I'm gonna change that actually. Index Gundyr.
Really?
And it's only because after the first time of fighting him, he's a joke.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like, he was, don't get me wrong, he was a fun first fight, but Champion Gundyr has better lore, has a more fun time fighting it. I have a more fun time fighting him since he doesn't go pus mode halfway through it. And yeah, he just, like, that pus mode is so weak to fire that by your second playthrough, if you have anything fire-based, he's a joke. He's an absolute joke. So, here's what I'm going to say next, and I'm having a real hard time distinguishing which one I want to put where. You know what? Never mind, I'm changing. Yeah, the next one's going to be Crystal Sage, and only because I got to thinking about lore once more. Just because he's a little boring on lore. He's just a nerd from Lothar.
You know what? For number 19, I'll put Index Gundyr.
So
it's just not very memorable. you know?
Yeah, I mean, the first time you fight him, it's a blast, but after that, it's just...
Yeah, but even the first time I fought him, it only took me like 5 tries, maybe?
I'll be honest, I bought this game not knowing a damn thing about it.
Yeah.
I had I never even watched gameplay on it. Mark told me to get it. I was at Walmart on Black Friday. I told my mom I wanted that for Christmas and didn't even watch a video on it leading up to playing it. So I had no clue what I was doing.
Oh, Jesus.
Had no idea. So I just stepped right in there and got fucked up a bunch of times before I finally learned.
Oh, number 18 for you.
Number 18, I'm setting it at Aldridge. Saint of the... or Devourer of Gods.
Really?
Aldridge, to how much... his lore is really decent. But to me, he was overshadowed by Pontiff. Like, by a major shadow as well. Because Aldridge's fight, compared to Pontiff's, feels like a joke.
Yeah.
He does not put that much pressure on you. Once you learn his movesets, the only way you're gonna die is if you fucking let him hit you with that stupid arrow.
Yeah.
Deal. And that's all he's got going for him, is that stupid arrow spam. Which...
See, I guess the reason our answers are a lot different from each other is just because, like, you have more of the lore, I think, is setting you apart from me a lot.
Well, even that, like, I sit there and I think about gameplay, and I'm like, I sit there... what most of mine is going off of right now is 3 things. Gameplay, so, like, you know, enjoyability, how much I love fighting it, you know, all that. Then lore, how good of a story they had, even if it was a small one, you know. And then the last thing, and this is pretty crucial to me, and I don't know why it's so crucial, but design. And that's my biggest problem with Aldridge, is they just took the design of what's his name, Guinevere? And just Gwendolyn.
Gwendolyn. Yeah, Gwendolyn. Guinevere
then they
was
just stuck him on
lady.
a pile of gook.
Yeah, that's... I guess the way I'm going over it is only really 2 things, is like my enjoyability, like how much I liked it, and aesthetically pleasing to me it is. Because with games with bosses, aesthetically pleasing bosses, I love. So
Yeah.
you could probably assume some of the bosses I'm gonna put up, like, towards the top, just because of the aesthetics.
What is number 17 for you? I'm actually kind of curious.
I still haven't said my 18 yet.
Oh shit! I thought you did. Sorry. Yeah. What is 18 for you?
Yeah, number 18 is Osiris.
God
I don't like
you just completely changed my whole goddamn list here. All right. Well, I know what number 17 is now.
I don't like Osiris.
Osiris, see, he's neat because he ties into Seath from the first game. But that's about where I cut off on...
See, I would probably like him more if I actually knew, like, more lore-wise. I would probably put him a little higher if I knew lore-wise, because I do know, like...
My whole thing with him is, with him being a side boss and all that, he doesn't feel that important to the story, and I feel like he should feel more important to the story since, you know, the last, like, person you kill before fighting basically yourself is his kids.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole story, you hear about his kids and his lineage and all that. And then he's just this grumpy old lizard man
with
holding an invisible baby. Yeah. So yeah, I'll agree. I'll put him at 17 if anything, but yeah. Number 17. Osiris. So what about you for 17?
Number 17... Yeah, number 17... Oh, maybe I don't. I really want to put the demons... I really want to put the demons at number 17, but I'm debating between 2 other ones. You know what? I'll put this one... I'll put Old Demon Knight.
Oh,
Demon
Old Demon
King, I mean. Yeah. Old Demon King. And the only reason is because after I fought him the first time, I forgot he was even, like, there.
So,
and, like, he just kind of like lost my mind, and I just didn't care enough to actually go fight him. I thought he was boring, and his boss fight was just super easy. Run in there with a Black Knight greatsword and just absolutely destroy him.
You want to know what's funny? The fastest I've ever seen a boss killed was actually him.
Really?
I was with Joe and Hawaiian, and they did a shit ton of spell buffs. Walked in there, both shot, like, they each shot one Crystal Soul Spear deal at him, like the great ones.
Yeah.
And he died, and, like, those 2 hits killed him.
Really?
But here's what I'll say. Number 16 is High Lord Wolnir.
Ah, okay. Yeah, that's...
So, and the only reason I'm going to put him...
Too.
So, 15, I mean, I'm just going to go ahead and say it just to explain Wolnir's placement. 15's actually Old Demon King, and I put him higher than Wolnir because here's the thing. I would rather them make me fight him over Wolnir because Wolnir is just really fucking stupid.
True.
He has good lore because he's maybe the whole thing that a lot of people think is that Wolnir is an ancestor of Yorm.
Really?
In like the lore, it kind of hints at that.
Oh, I didn't know.
And so that's why I kind of like him a little bit. But the Old Demon King to me is a lot cooler, and especially with while you hate him, the Prince. I loved that because we got to see two old kings, Osiris and the Demon King, and then we end up getting to see Lothar and Lorien. And with them, Lorien was Or wait, hold on. Which one's which again? Lothar and Young. Okay. Wait, what the fuck? It doesn't even say. Okay, so Lothar is the older one. Apparently, Lorien's the younger one. But on the wiki, it doesn't even say Lorien's name. So that's how big of a joke he is in that fight. But but Lothar was the one that killed the demons, the Demon Prince, and that's what I think, and that's what made his sword look like it does. And so that's why I really love the lore of the Demon King, like tying in with all that. So that's why I'll put him above our good friend Wolnir. So what's number? What fucking number
15.
are we on?
15 for
15,
me.
Yep.
I just can't ignore it anymore. It's the 2 demons. It's the
see,
demon,
I love that.
Demon of Pain.
I love it.
See, I guess goes back to what I'm basing it off of, is aesthetic wise.
Oh my god, we have been avoiding. Oh god, this is gonna ruin our whole list because I know that you and me both overlooked this one.
What have I been avoiding?
Vort.
No, I haven't been avoiding Vort.
Really?
I know Vort is there.
I forgot about him again.
Vort. I honestly like Vort. He won't be too extremely high. He'll probably be close to one of the next ones.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna bump him at 16, and I'm knocking Wolnir and Demon King to 15 and 14. Cause I fucking can't stand Vort. And that's being gracious with him. If I really wanted to, I'd knock Osiris above him, honestly.
Really?
Once more, Vort just gets carried on the dancer's lore. The dancer has a more aesthetic look to me, and the dancer is a more fun fight. Even though I hate the dancer, she's still a better fight in my opinion. So, to me, he's just everything worse about the dancer. He doesn't feel his own character,
Like also a thing I'm going off of kind of in my list is, kind of the feeling I had once I actually beat the boss,
Yeah.
Like, if I beat the boss and I was like, oh my gosh, yes, finally, that was so cool, and stuff like that, then they'll be higher on the list. But if I beat the boss and I was like, oh my gosh, finally, I hate that happened, even if I did it in one try,
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm also going off. I think Vort's probably gonna be my number 14, though.
I'm looking through the list at this point, and after this next one I have, which, so Vort's your number 14?
Yeah.
So after number 13 here, I don't think I have anything bad to say about these bosses.
Yeah, I think most of the next ones...
After 13 here, And that's just gonna be my next one. Is
Wait, what was your
Frida.
14?
Oh, my 14. I bumped down. I bumped down everyone from. I put
Do
Vort
you
at
have a
16
list?
and bumped
Do you
down
have
the
a
last
list
two.
too? Like
No,
me, 'cause I
no,
won't be able
I have it kind of memorized in my head where I was
okay.
placing everyone.
Okay.
14. I put Vort because I don't fucking. Or no, I didn't put Vort at 14. I put him at 16.
Oh,
It
you
bumped
bumped him
down
down.
the Demon King to 14. So, yeah. But my next one at number 13 is Sister Frida.
Really?
She is very low on this list because I don't find most anything about that fight good. I don't like the DLC. The DLC was a rushed mess. Her actual fight itself isn't that aesthetic to me.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot more coming up that feel more aesthetic and better in lore.
True.
Better in design of the boss, because her design's not bad. Hers. Yeah. I'm not saying anything about Mr. Father Ariandel.
Mr. Scream.
Mr. I can't get the fuck out of a chair.
Yeah.
Mr. I put Smo, like, Smo fat shames me. Yeah, that motherfucker.
Yeah, Sister Frida definitely...
His design, it was... But hers is just boring.
Yeah.
It's not anything special. It's not horrible. It's just plain. So yeah, I'll put her at 13.
My 13 is... yeah, my 13's gonna be Champion Gundyr.
Fair point.
I thought he was a fun boss, but he was just Index Gundyr with faster moves and without the gobbledygook on his back. In my opinion. And then again, I don't know his lore, so I can't really...
Well, his lore basically stems down to, just to give you a little rundown real quick, his lore is basically that he was the first one to hold your title. So the Index Gundyr and Champion Gundyr basically is like some type of time loop type deal.
Oh, yeah.
And so basically what had happened was Champion Gundyr went to the what's it called? Or Firelink Shrine. And while there, he found that the Firekeeper had already killed herself. That's where, you know, how you get the Firekeeper eyes there?
Yeah.
Yeah, because she fucking self-deleted herself from the bell tower. That's not even a joke. And so he gave up hope and went and just lied down to die. And that's when he got corrupted by the Abyss. So, yeah, no, but either way, I'll throw him at number 12, because I can kind of agree with that.
Okay. I'm going to put Sister Frida as number 12 for me.
What's more, neither is just a horrid, absolute shit-fest fight. They're just meh.
It's just, I like the third phase where, like, you think she's done, like, dead.
But you get the stone tablet and you're thinking, God damn it, I did all that work for just a stone tablet.
I literally have no more Estus Flask. I have no more Estus Flask. That was such a hard boss. And then she's just like...
her third phase wasn't as bad as me trying to learn that stupid invisibility thing from the first phase. And that was a lot of people. When she first came out, no one knew how to...
Even at my peak Dark Souls 3 gameplay where I was like playing, like, had 400 hours into that game, like, I still couldn't fight her third phase. I don't know what it was about her third phase, but I could not do that for the life of me.
One of the things I heard her described as is, what was the, chick from, Bloodborne's DLC?
What? Of course I forget her name now. Yes, I know who you're talking about.
They said that basically they compared her speed to hers, but with the normal speed of your Dark Souls player. Which I thought that was a pretty fair point.
No, the girl from Bloodborne is so much faster than her.
But, yeah. Number 11. This is
where it starts to get hard.
Yeah.
I think I know who I'm gonna put at number 11 though. Just
Who are you?
because.
Who are you gonna put at number 11?
I'll put number 11 actually as Dragon Slayer armor.
See, I was thinking that, and I really. So here's what I hate to say. My next, like, two after Dragon Slayer armor, because I'm going to go ahead and say agree with you on this one. Number 11, Dragon Slayer armor. And it's just because I want to put this next guy in the top 10. Because I love this fight a lot. I do. But when it comes down to it, the guys in front of him deserve to be in front of him.
Is it
so,
gonna be Yorm?
No,
Really?
Yorm will be in front of this guy. But, Undead Legion.
Undead Legion?
The Abyss Watchers.
What? You're putting him as number 10?
I'm gonna put them at number 10.
No,
see, here's the
you
thing. I
cannot
love the
put
fight.
him as number 10 because every single time we would fight him or we would talk about anything, you would literally nonstop be like, this is my favorite boss in this entire game.
So here's the thing. It is my favorite boss to fight. Because it's the closest to just a normal night-on-night fight. But when it comes to the aesthetics of the fight, every other boss from here on out, I think, has it. Well, you know what? Never mind. I'll change my answer to Dancers at number 10.
Dancer at number 10?
Yeah, I don't remember ever thinking the Dancers fight was all that beautiful. So, yeah. Dancer at number 10.
I'm gonna put Aldridge at number 10.
Oh, fuck. I forgot you haven't even used Aldridge yet.
See, I think Aldridge is
Aldridge.
a cool fight, though. Like, it's not that interesting, but it's a cool fight, in my opinion. Because I'm putting it higher because, like, I didn't play Dark Souls 1 before Dark Souls 3. And so when I finally ended up getting Dark Souls 1 and playing through that, I was like, oh, that's that character. And so I think it's kind of cool. That's about it.
Well, the whole reason that's that character, Aldridge is that, is because he ate him.
Yeah, I know, which I thought was
he
cool.
He assimilated him into the goop.
Into the goop.
Aldridge always felt like a joke to me. But, yeah, number 9 I'll give to my boys, the Abyss Watchers. Number 9. Well, what are we thinking?
I'm still thinking, man. I don't know. This one's actually... So I did all
Top 5 is gonna be a fucking shit fest.
See, what I want to put, I feel bad for though. Okay, I'll just do it. Number 9, I'm gonna put Yorm. Actually.
So I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Number 8 is Yorm for me.
And the only reason I put Yorm at number 9 and not higher is because the only thing that I really like about his boss fight is Onion Man's questline.
And there's the thing. I love the story of Yorm. Yorm is my favorite Dark Souls story there is. He is. Absolutely. I love Yorm's story. So, I'm a sucker for the poor giant.
Yeah.
You know how everyone was like, poor Madeir? Yeah, fuck that stupid dragon. I hate his ass. But Yorm makes me cry. Yorm really does. He's got a sad story.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Alright, so what's number 8 for you?
Number 8. Oh, I just popped my jaw. That hurt. Number 8? I'm actually gonna put number 8 as the Soul of Cinder.
Really?
Ooh, hold on, maybe I'm wrong.
I'm like, man, if I had to rate every boss out of every Souls game, the Soul of Cinder's at least in the top 5.
You know what? No, number 8, I'll put Dancer. Because the Dancer, I think, is really cool aesthetically, like how she moves, and like she moves real, like, weirdly.
Yeah, swiftly.
Yeah. I don't really enjoy the fight, because once you get used to it, it's kind of boring. Because most of the moves are pretty easy to dodge, and, like, after you, like, learn how to actually fight her, she just gets kind of boring. Like a boss that's just in the way. You know?
Yeah.
So that's why I'm gonna put her at 8.
7 for me. This is once more where it gets
Tricky.
Really hard.
Wait, who did you put at 8?
At 8, I said, fucking Yorm.
Ah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yorm. So, only reason I'm gonna put him here at number 7 is because, once more, everything that comes after him, actually, you know what, nope, Lothar and Lorien. I love the fight, but I was originally gonna say someone else, but then I thought about it, I'm like, I'm gonna give him, because the visual of his fight looks better, so Lothar and Lorien get number 7. How about you?
Number 7 for me. Man, this gets real difficult for me because a lot of these I just like mostly similar. So it's kind of like hard to choose. Number 7, I'll just give it up now. I'll put the Abyss Watchers at number 7.
Here's the thing. I love the fight. I really do. But when you compare it to some of the others, you can't just give it to them.
Yeah, true, because as cool as they are, and as one of the coolest bosses in Dark Souls 3, they don't have much to them. They're kind of just knights that, respawn and
They're
fight.
fast.
Yeah.
They're fast and out of the way, so you can move on to one of these other cooler guys.
They're the edgelords,
Yeah.
So
and
that's
so
who I'm...
that's my next one, number 6.
Number 6, baby.
Pontiff.
Really?
And it's literally, once more, as I just said, it's only because of who is left.
That makes sense.
I have 5 people left, and they are, in my opinion,
6.
The cream of the crop.
Number 6, I'm gonna put Lothar. Because I think Lothar is really cool, but I don't think he's top 5 for me.
Yeah.
Like, his weapon's cool, the whole, thing where he just crawls out of nowhere as you're talking to Lorien or whatever his name is really cool. The fact that he's a fake cripple because you can see him stand up in parts of the boss fight.
He doesn't stand up, he just gets up on his knees, don't you know?
I know, but it's funny.
Oh, you're gonna love this next pick.
But yeah, I'm gonna put Lothar at 6 just because, he's not top 5.
Very, very unpopular opinion for my next pick. Dark Eater Midir at number 5.
I don't think that's unpopular because that's probably what I was gonna put at number 5.
I was like, a lot of people put him in there like top 3.
Yeah, I think we both agree that number 5 is Dark Eater Midir. I think this is one of the only top 5s that we're gonna agree on.
You're gonna hate my next answer, I can tell you that. It's just because, to me, his lore isn't, once more, not bad lore. Super beautiful fight.
Yeah.
Aesthetically pleasing. Nothing wrong with it. Everything from here, there's nothing wrong with these fights, in my opinion. At this point, I am just saying good things. And it's who has more good things. Thank you.
Okay, so number 4. I want to hear your answer first.
Our good old friend, the Demon Prince.
That's just wrong. Most of these I can understand. Most of these I can understand that you've answered. But
because he is the best. First off, what a way to start the DLC by giving you that boss, man. It is so aesthetically pleasing, and then it plays off of the lore of Lorien. He's the one that crippled Lorien. He is the reason Lorien's sword is so cool, and he does so awesome attacks. No matter what, he is the most pleasing to look at big demon boss in the whole series. I'm not a big fan of like the first half of like just the two demons because they're not as pretty. To me, they look bug-eyed. But once you get into the demon prince himself, he is the part that makes the whole fight to me. And so yeah, ultimately, I have to give him my respect. The whole, jumping down in there, having, that being the first boss fight of the whole DLC, it adds to it. So yeah, I'm gonna give him number 4. Who about you?
I disagree heavily with that, but I respect your opinion on why. Number 4.
Alrighty, what about...
Who do I have left?
I feel like you're gonna look at your last 4 picks and have to rethink your whole fucking thing.
2, 3. Okay, my number 4 is going to Soul of Cinder.
You really are just not a fan of Soul Cinder, are you?
I'm okay. It's not that I'm not a fan of him. I am a big fan of his second phase.
Oh, the Gwen phase?
Yeah, I love the fact that after you kill his first phase, he gets back up and then Gwen's music starts playing and stuff, and he gets his attack moveset. I love that a lot. But almost everything else about him, I just could care less about.
My top 3, I'll say this, and it's because you picked him at number 4.
Hold on. Don't say anything about your top 3 yet. I'm going to save this clip.
Oh, well, I was just going to say, because at this point, you should know who my top 3 are.
I haven't really been paying attention that much to actually count, like, what you're missing.
But the people that I have left...
Yeah, I
all
think...
have beautiful boss fight, like, arenas. They have a beautiful arena.
Yeah.
If I was just to rank boss arenas, shit, Garmin's is right up there with Soul of Cinders, in my opinion. But, number 3
hold
me...
Hold on. Don't say that yet. I'm gonna save this clip. Okay, on to top 3.
Alright.
Number 3.
Number 3.
Number 3.
I'm gonna have to give it to Slave Knight Gale.
Really?
So, and the only reason is when it comes down to it, I'm not as big of a fan of fighting him as I am the next two.
Okay.
And it's because I hate his first phase. I really
think
do.
I know what your your number 1 is gonna be.
I shouldn't say hate because I don't hate it. I struggle with it so much that it just makes me like sit there and think every time I have to restart the fight. Now I have to deal with Monkey Man again.
Yeah,
that's
fair. That's fair.
And then here's what I'll say about these other two. Never do I feel like their moves get a little like. I felt like to make Gale harder, they just made it to where he had random stuff hitting you at points, whether it be his cape. And that was one of my biggest problems with him in Gundyr, is you'll just sit there and he'll barely bump into you and do damage to you somehow.
That's fair. That's fair.
Like,
that's fair.
For some reason, his whole body's his weapon. That stupid cape would just, like, flap over me and then take down half my health.
That's fair, that's fair. Okay,
so
for my number 3, you're gonna probably laugh at me very heavily, because the reason for this is kinda weird for me putting it at number 3. And I know you're gonna be so confused, but my number 3 is Pontiff.
You know, here's my only... I think I got it right away. Because you gotta remember, I was with you the first time you fought.
Yeah, I know, that's why I was saying, like, I feel like you would be confused of why it's my top 3.
No, I mean, I get it, but at the same time, to me,
like,
everything about him didn't stack up as one of the greatest. He stacked up as a very good mid-game boss fight, but not an end-game, you know?
That's fair. But me, I have such a connection to that annoying boss because you sat through, I don't know how many hours of us trying to go through that boss and fighting him.
God, you were cussing so bad. You were so mad.
I wish I saved that as a clip. Like, I
that could have made a
but I
rage
grew to love
montage just off
Pontiff
of
so
you.
much because I don't know what it is about his aesthetic, but I love it a lot. Like, I love how like you walk into the fight and his swords just glow up as soon as you get to a certain distance away from him, and I just like him a lot. But he's not top 2, but he's definitely number 3 just because of that
So
connection.
I'm gonna let you go first on 2 on this one because I am still trying to debate between my top 2 here.
I think I know who you're gonna side who number 1 is, though. I have a feeling.
I'll let you go first though on
Okay,
2.
my number 2 is gonna be. Oh, God dang it! What is his name? It just the Nameless
I
King.
don't even really.
Nameless King is number 2 for me.
That means you have Slave Knight Gale left, doesn't it?
Well, you didn't have to say it.
Well, anyways, so yeah, why Nameless King at number 2?
Nameless King is number 2. I love the Nameless King. First phase could be, whatever, but it's still, like, even though the first phase is kind of it's still really cool. Like,
Yeah.
it's still walk in there, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm fighting a dude that's riding a dragon,
Yeah.
And then, once you beat that dragon, you get this whole cutscene of him gaining, like, it's basically like the Ornstein and Smo type of thing. Where he, like, absorbs the power from the other dude,
Listening to you talk about why he's number 2 is now making me struggle on my placement, because now I want to put each of these people at number 1 for different reasons.
Yeah.
These 2 that I have left, I have nothing bad to say. These 2 have been always a blast to fight, and I've never just sat there and been like, oh god, I hate this.
Yeah, but the Nameless King, I would have put him at number. I'll just talk about my number 1 now because it's obviously Gale and stuff. I would have put the Nameless King as number 1 if I didn't like Gale so much. I find Gale's whole thing about him, like, Slave Knight Gale throughout the DLC, and I don't really know his lore and all that, but I love how, like, you can summon him in throughout the DLC, and not just, like, the second DLC, the first DLC, too. And then you just end up, like, at the end of this entire, like, storyline, the dude that's been helping you this entire time, you end up fighting. I just like it a lot, and I like the whole arena setup. I like how it's, like, everything is destroyed because you went through this time loop of, like, going into the future so long, and everything is, like, destroyed.
I think utterly the best 3 arenas in Dark Souls 1 or Dark Souls 3 go to our good friend Gale, Soul Cinder, and Nameless. I can say that easily.
Yeah.
Medira's up there, and I really do like Medira's boss room, but it's so void of everything. That's my only complaint with it. I'd like if they would have threw some rocks in there for me to use to block that laser blast, or something like that. That would have been nice.
Yeah, but that's why I put Nameless King at number 2 and Gale at number 1. Like, I love the Nameless King so much, but Gale just has that strong, like, aesthetically pleasing plus, like, impactive, like, feeling towards him that makes me want to put him at number 1.
So, I just had to do a point system in my head off of those 3 things I said I was voting on.
Yeah.
And I had to compare my number 1 and number 2, which number 2 is Nameless.
Really?
And here's why.
I could have swore you were going to put Nameless at number 1.
Here's my reasoning. Nameless, I love his fight. I actually would rather fight him over almost any other boss because his moves are very simplistic, but they're just so punishing. That's what makes him hard.
Yeah.
He has, like, once you get it down, like Mark cannot fight Nameless to save his life.
Really?
Mark hates Nameless. Oh yeah, he dies to him all the time when he fights him. He cannot fight Nameless. But to me, his, like, simplistic moveset, his tells, to me, there's not that stupid, making his whole body the weapon. I mean, it's definitely, okay, I'm going to summon lightning, and you're going to learn how to dodge it real quick.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to be doing these slashes, and if you don't learn quick, you're going to die. Because I'm going to hit you hard enough, you're not going to get a second chance to learn.
Yeah.
And so, I love fighting him. He's absolutely, if I was having to just go off of my favorite fights, he would be number one. But I only give it to Soul of Cinder for these two reasons. A, the lore, because the best way to end the series, in my opinion, make the person fight themselves.
Yeah.
Because that's, the whole storyline is that, new souls just keep relighting the flame. And so making the flame become all the different players, and then Gwen himself is just so amazing to me. And then just to add that in, like, I love Garmin's arena with all the flowers.
Yeah.
And I think I'd actually, putting them scale to scale, I think I'd put that one at number one in best arenas. But it would be a close fight with Soul Cinders with all the swords laying around in his. I love that arena.
Yeah.
It's a small arena, but you don't need a big one in this fight, You guys are just pinned up against each other and duking it out like men.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I really do love Soul Cinder. I remember the first time I beat him, the first time I beat the game, I felt so accomplished, and then I realized I had to go to school the next morning. Here I am, about to graduate, just finished my very last day of high school today. Make me want to cry. So, yeah. Whew, that was a lot of bosses.
That was cool. I like that. This will make for a good video. Thank you, Ethan.
No problem.
This was.
I have a ton of other topics.
While this is recording, and I'll have this on camera. What we should do is we should record a series of us playing through Bloodborne and actually getting you to complete Bloodborne, so we can rank Bloodborne bosses.
What's funny?
I will get into depth.
I played the first half of Bloodborne, God knows how many times, trying to get into the game, and I can't remember one boss in the first half of Bloodborne. I remember kind of what they look like, but I cannot remember a name. Wait, was there one that's like Gilstein or something? Like he's like the very first boss or something?
Gascoigne? Gascoigne?
Yeah, Gascoigne. That's it. That's the guy. That's one of the few that I actually remember even remotely their name. You can see how bad I feel.
Yeah, but that's
I remember I remember Garmin, but that's just because every fucking Garmin.
Yeah. But that's what we should do. And I know you don't like Bloodborne, but it would make for good videos.
Here's my thing. I want to remind you here. Neither of us beat Dark Souls 2. I never beat Dark Souls 1 fully because I
beat Dark Souls
1. Because Blighttown, fuck that place.
Yeah, that's why you cheat.
See, I don't want to cheat though.
I'm sorry, but I did not care. Like, I did half the game basically without cheating, and then after a while I was like, this is taking too long. And I went
back and I actually I started playing Code Vein again, just for me to beat the Ornstein and Smo fight then, and then the moment I beat it, I uninstalled it again.
I saw you playing Code Vein, and I was like, I thought he got tired of that game.
I got so mad at trying to beat that boss, and then I just went and watched a ton of different, people talk about how to beat the boss, and I finally beat it. I'm not kidding. I walked out to the next bonfire, sat down, and uninstalled the game.
Yeah.
I had no one to play anymore.
But here's the thing. If we did the Bloodborne thing, it would make for good videos, but it wouldn't take too long, because if we don't care about really getting items, just go through and fight every boss, then it won't take us that long.
Another thing that I actually kind of want us to go back and do some more on, Terraria.
Terraria would make a good video because
we could do a boss ranking on Terraria right now.
We could do
even.
a boss ranking on Terraria. I would have to go back and play it. I kind of forgot about like everything.
And that was what I was thinking of. I was like, man, I'd love to go back through and do it just another playthrough. Because here's the thing, I'll be completely honest. My mage last time around wasn't that good of a mage because all I had him doing was just setting all my weapons to do really good critical hit damage and increasing my critical hit chance on all my armor and stuff.
Yeah.
That was the only thing I had going on that character.
There's a kid named Dylan in my school that is big on Terraria too. Well, big. I say big. He plays it.
There we go.
He
can come be a mage. I can be the summoner.
He plays on Xbox. Well, I guess I'll see you guys later.